Hello and welcome back. So now that we have FSLogix configured on both of our pool VMs, what we're going to do is log in as Joey Knish to make sure that a profile gets created and that a profile disk gets created. Now, before we do that, what we need to do is make sure Joey Knish has access to the desktop pool in our WVD deployment. And to do that from our Azure homepage here, we select Windows Virtual Desktop. And then what we can do is select application groups here on the left-hand side. Now remember, we have two application groups, a remote apps group and the pool for the shared desktop. We're going to go into the shared desktop here. We'll go into IAM. And then what we'll do is grant Joey Knish access to this application group. And to grant Joey Knish access to this application group, we click Add Role Assignments. And you may recognize this from earlier on in the course. And what we're going to do is select the desktop virtualization user here. And we'll select Joey Knish to assign it to, and we'll save it. Now from here, if we click Role Assignments, we can see we have Joey Knish, Lester Murphy, and Mike McDermott all have access to this application group. So at this point, we can test to make sure that the FSLogix profile gets created and that a profile disk is created as well. So to do that, we'll open up an incognito window. And what we'll do is launch the web client. I've pasted it in here. And essentially, you can shorten it up to aka.ms/WVD WebArm. And if we hit enter here, we then can log in as Joey Knish. And we'll sign in. And we're going to skip this additional security. This just started happening in the last day or so. And we can see we have access to the desktop, so we'll open this up and launch it. And we'll submit. This will launch the desktop for us. Now what happens here, if everything is configured the way it should be, is that once you sign in here, this process is going to create a virtual disk file in our file share. And then that file will be used each time Joey Knish logs in. So essentially it centralizes his profile. So whether he hits the pool 0 machine or pool 1 machine, he gets the same profile every time. We don't have profiles bouncing between different VMs in the pool. So now that Joey Knish has logged in, what we can do is check to make sure our profile was created and that the profile disk was created in our file share. And to do that, we'll just minimize this here, and we can go back here to our overview page for our storage account. Now from this overview page, we simply open up file shares, and then we browse to the WVD profiles share that we created, and we can see we have a profile here. We can see it's the J Knish profile, and if we open this up, we can see we have the VHD, which is the profile disk that we were looking for. So what this does is confirm that our FSLogix is configured properly and that the profiles and profile disks are being centrally stored in our Azure file share. Now, regardless of which virtual machine in the pool that Joey Knish hits when he logs in, he'll get the same profile. So his profile will remain consistent throughout his experience in the Windows Virtual Desktop environment. And with that, we'll call it a wrap.